Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Saints Gaming CA2. My name is Alexa, or Lex, and I'm here with
Valerie, or Silver. It's my debut cast.
And today we are here to watch our League of Legends team, St. Clair Saints, go up against GMU, which is George Mason University.
So throughout the season, we've both had a 6-2 record. George Mason, except we were in the Super Conference, and George Mason, we just haven't faced them because they were in East 1, I believe. But we're going to this as the 3rd seed, and George Mason, respectfully, as the 14th seed. So, things are looking good for tonight.
Yeah. Do we have any early predictions on maybe like what our draft is going to look like? Anything like that?
Ooh, I had some intel earlier from our jungler. We might be leaning towards a Nefiri pick with the recent changes and buffs. Other than that, I'm not too sure. What do you think?
Something I noticed is that George Mason's support and our support, Miracle, they have very similar champion pools. So I don't know. I think the most contested champion might be Rel or Nautilus.
I'm seeing the Nautilus pick. Yeah, I'm seeing the Nautilus pick on the support player as well. So might be a bot lane fiesta. Even the AD carry picks, it's pretty similar to Lake's champ pool as well. So this might be a bot lane game.
Right. I think it'll be very interesting to see. I feel like most of our games on St. Clair's side, at least, we put a lot of focus around the bot lane, and top side is always like the weak side. It's kind of just like you do whatever. Like if you lose, you lose. If you don't, you know. They always want to win through bot side.
I wouldn't say it's the weak side. It's just kind of the island. But as top laners go, that's the job. Ricky gets the job done. That's the way it should be with top lane sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. His champ pool definitely does fit into weak siding compared to, being like played for. And Maddie, of course, he plays a lot of these champions like Sejuani. He plays Ivern sometimes, not a lot anymore, but he does play these champions of Wukong as well, where he's really good at engaging, so it's very helpful, obviously, in like a bot lane 3v3 or a bot lane 3v2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, and was Ivern nerfed or buffed? There were changes with Ivern, so.
I
might see it.
We could see it. I know it's definitely not one of his favorite champions to play, but sometimes, as a jungler, you have to be the rock. You have to do it. You have to do it.
You have to do. I would look forward to a Volibear pick. Honestly, we might see the Volibear. That's kind of our strong pick. Yeah.
Yeah, Volibear is an incredibly broken champion as of recently. He did last patch, not this most recent patch, but he actually got a buff on his AD scaling, which is something very interesting because Volibear is typically an AP champion, or you build some APS/tank items with him.
I remember the AP days of Volibear.
Yes, of course. We're actually going to take a look at their draft here. Unfortunately, it is already completed, but we can still see the order that they drafted in. So George Mason University was on the blue side this game, and St. Clair College was on the red side. They actually went for a first pick Lucian, which is interesting. I don't really see this a lot anymore. I usually see like a lot of prio on the first pick being put into the top lane, like for champions like Cassante
Yeah.
or Mbessa. So this is very interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, seeing Leg on Tristana too, I don't think we've had that many reps on Tristana, maybe like 2 games this season on Tristana. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to, when we have Miracle on Lulu. Lulu did get nerfed, buffed.
She just recently got nerfed, and she's getting nerfed again. 2 patches in a row. So.
As it should be. And on the junglers, we do, like you said, you were saying earlier, like the engaged junglers, that's kind of the way to go. But we have a lot of global presence with this pick. We have Talia and Pantheon. If we play this right, you know, we might have the better map rotations and map movements if we work together on that. What do you think about this mid lane pick, though? In terms of, I'd say, damage, I feel like Talia still, you know, it's a map presence champion, it's a roaming champion, but I feel like in terms of damage, we're kind of lacking.
Yeah, I do think like late game we might not struggle in that area just due to the fact of we have Tristana and Lulu, so she's gonna pump out a lot of damage pretty fast. But early game we might struggle a little bit with damage, especially with Talia. This is kind of like Flocon's like, I don't know, fun pick, I say. I think he picks his champion a lot to like have fun.
Okay.
In my opinion, at least when I see it like in St. Clair's drafts, it's usually kind of just like Talia, you know, it's there. But what I do want to bring attention to actually is the fact that Ricky is playing Pantheon. I don't see him ever play Pantheon.
I don't think we've played Pantheon.
Mike
before.
actually plays Pantheon more than Ricky does, so it's definitely weird. You know, it makes sense if they picked it as maybe a flex, but I mean, they 5P'd Pantheon.
I mean,
so.
that's still a really tough pick into Fiora. I mean, you kind of just parry the one thing that Pantheon does, the stun, and you know, I feel like Fiora wins that trade most of the time.
Of course, yeah. And of course on George Mason's side, the Lucian Braum is actually a really tough lane to go against because it's been probably a year now since they changed Lucian's passive to where he works very, very well with engaged supports, especially Braum. Obviously, if you know Braum's passive, Lucian can proc it super, super fast and getting an easy stun early in lane. Of course, Tristana Lulu is also an iconic lane, though, because, I mean, they're both Yordles from Vandal City.
Yeah.
They're, like, in together, a lot of cinematics. Yeah. Like, it's an iconic bot lane.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of overall team synergy, I just kind of like our draft more with, like, the global presence. I feel like there's lots more opportunities there to make stuff happen on the map, especially with the current state of the game with, you know, it's pretty objective heavy. I'd say, you know, George Mason's comp is pretty just solo lane heavy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. We do have 2 global ults, so that'll probably be useful for us. We have our Vi, of course, can lock down some of these carries like this Azir. You know, obviously if Azir ults Maddie away, Maddie can just go right through it, unstoppable, you know, because that's the Vi champion basically. And with Lucian, of course, it might be tough for them to get through, you know, this Pantheon and this Vi to get through the Braum, but they definitely can do it, and they have the tools to do it if they play it correctly. So I do think that St. Clair College actually won this draft, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, well, if we play it right, I do think we should play it as more of a objective game, and just focus on objectives for this and make team fights happen, force team fights early on for that. But I mean, we can also talk about the bans right now. I'm actually just taking a look at the bans now. The Volibear was banned, unfortunately.
Of course.
And it is Fearless draft, right?
Yes, it is Fearless.
So all these champions will be gone for the next game as well.
Thank God, no more Skarner.
No Volibear, no Skarner. I mean, the Hui ban was also a big deal too. I've seen Flocon on Hui quite often, and yeah. And the Belveth ban coming out from our side makes sense. We were looking at that earlier too.
Yeah, 100%. I do think it's interesting that we actually maybe not too interesting. I was going to say, because we are red side this game, but we have like, I know Flocon plays Jace mid sometimes, but it obviously may just not be the direction they wanted to go, and they probably just wanted to ban it away, but we did ban the Jace. And then for George Mason, they banned the Vladimir, which is notorious for Flocon, you know, Vladimir, Hui, these kind of mages. He plays them all the time.
Mages,
it's like literally his thing, like what he's known for, like it's trademarked basically. And then Nunu and Volibear, of course, Maddie's staple champions, right? This is what he's known for. He loves his animal champions.
Yep, the animal champions. I don't see any support bans coming out, actually. Yeah, we have 0 support bans on the board on both sides. That's kind of...
Yeah, I think it's funny that that's something that I brought attention to before we saw the draft, is that, you know, they might play like very similar champions, but Mike's playing Lulu, so...
Yeah, so we're not playing the engaged champion, which...
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it makes sense with the Tristana, but with the rest of the comp, I would have expected like maybe a Rel or Nautilus, like you were saying. But I guess the goal is just to keep Tristana safe, keep Lig safe, protect the Tristana.
Right, right, of course. Yeah, I did talk to him before the game. He was telling me he wanted to play Alistar. I honestly don't think Alistar would have been the worst here. I mean, it actually would have been too bad.
Yeah, I think any engaged support would have been crazy here. Like Rel would have been really good, I think, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe we're saving it for the next game since it is Fearless Draft. We're saving the good picks for the next game.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just gonna get all the boring picks, I guess, out of the way for game 1. Personally, I'm not a fan ever of seeing Skarner. I just think it makes the game boring. I'm not a fan of seeing Vi that much either because it's just the similar play styles. It's like you see it so much and you just get tired of it. I want to see like the weird stuff, like show me like Morgana jungle or something, or Brand jungle, just something to make the game a little bit more interesting.
The Brand buffs recently too. Brand jungle would have been really fun to watch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just like the DPS junglers, I mean, both. I don't know. Is the Vi build now kind of just tank, bruiser?
Yeah, like
go tank for the team.
Yeah, basically something along the lines of that. And then of course, Garner, you're just full tank, and you're just there. Basically, you just go through the walls. You could impale people and carry them with you. But yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see what we're going to do next game, especially because if these are the bans that, we're going to stick with throughout the whole thing since these champions are going to be out of the way. I mean, if like, for example, the Talia is a problem, you're not going to have to worry about banning it next game because it's Fearless, right? You're never going to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, with no support bans this game, I think our support picks next game is going to be really fun. I feel like we're definitely going to see a Nautilus pick. And even the mid lane picks, there were, if I remember correctly, there were 3 mid lane bans. I think it was Syndra, Hui,
and Vladimir.
Vlad.
Yes.
So I don't know the rest of Flocon's pool, like how much of that affects his pool. Like he's got 3 of those gone and then Talia now. So what do we have left, really? And then Azir's gone, obviously, off the board. It's going to be really like a mid lane, like champ pool difference next game.
I agree. I do know that Flocon's champ pool, it isn't the biggest. He does have a little bit of versatility. He plays Corki sometimes. Like I said, he actually does play Jace sometimes too. There's like a meme kind of that's in the League of Legends team where there's like one time that Jojo, he was playing on one of his accounts and he queued into Sama and
oh god, I don't know
what Jojo was playing Jace top against Sama. I forget what he was on. But anyways, I don't know. It was such a meme fight. And then after that, Sama actually told us that he like does this thing. I don't even know what it was called. It was like something weird where he imagines the lane matchups in his mind and like plays them through.
Visualization, yeah.
But he like plays them through like all the time. Like he actually just is like, okay, like this person, like I kill this minion and this person kills this minion. And then like, I queue.
You trade there.
Yeah, but he just like thinks about it. Like it's a fun little activity. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, it makes sense. It's what athletes do too with like imagery, with setups and things like that. It's what Valorant might do sometimes with their dry run. So I guess it makes sense to always visualize your lane trades just to always get it right.
Exactly.
I mean, who knows? That might be the hidden tech. That might be what Faker does. I wouldn't count against it.
It's definitely a possibility. It's an interesting way to do things. I mean, sometimes like I'll think if I play a game, I'll think about it like after the game, and I'll be like, imagine if I did this in lane instead. Like maybe I would have won lane.
You're much better than me. Once the game is done, I forget about it. It's off my mind. Like I don't think about it at all.
That's definitely.
But that's probably why our players are higher elo than us.
100%. I mean, they think about it all the time. I'm sure they probably practice smiting on the website. They probably play Lil Dodge Simulator. They always on top of this stuff.
League of Legends.
Exactly. I hope at least, right? I mean, I hope we'll probably see it here today with their game, which I'm very excited to see. I really want to know what the plan is going to be for both teams early game. I want to know like what we're going to see the lanes played towards. I do think like there's going to be a lot of action bot lane, kind of like we said earlier, but especially with these champions, Tristana, Lulu, an aggressive lane, of course.
And I also want to say like Lig himself, like as a player, is also just a really aggressive player. Like they will almost always level 2, which should not be a thing in high elo, but it's okay. That's what happens in my games. But but I feel like Tristana Lulu wins the level 2. Who are we against? Tristana Lulu.
Lucian Braum.
Ooh, actually, I don't know. That's
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, Lucian Braum's a really really tough level 2 to go against. And with Invade as well, I mean, you remember last time our really awful Invade against
I do remember.
Braum. I hope we don't go through that again.
I think they were playing Tristana that game too.
Well, I hope they've learned their lesson. I'm sure they have.
But
so, yeah, let's bring it to the game. Let's
100%.
wait it's over.
I'm so excited to see what we've got going on here. I mean, some pretty standard gameplay, you know. We've got our champions here loading onto the Rift, going down the mid lane.
Yeah, let's see where we're going to guard the jungle. Are we going to do something standard or something cheese? Let's see.
It looks like they're going for a 5
we're going
point.
for, yeah, mid lane.
Yeah, both sides going for a 5 point. Nothing freaky going on this game. We're not hiding in bushes or anything. I just noticed though, we were actually loading in base, or when we loaded into the game, that the inhibitors were like purple, which like
yeah, I thought I was just behind. Last time I saw it, like, I remember the turrets changing too, and that was completely different. What do we have here? This is exactly what we're talking about. The Braum invade. You know, we should never even take the chance here, but we were blown a flash, and we trade the flash for the toss. Save him.
For sure. I mean, I don't know why he felt the need to like try to get aggressive, try to get like some deep vision there. No, like there's no reason to. You know, like Braum's gonna be bot.
Right.
Most likely he's the support, so there's just no reason to try to face check a bush, try to get like early vision. It's kind of just like high risk, low reward. There's not really a reason.
Yeah,
to
and
do
I
it.
mean at that point we already placed the ward down in mid bush already too, and Flocon like he left already as well. So not sure what the plan was there, but we traded what both Mike summoners and traded an exhaust. I guess it can't be the worst. Could be better. Who did first blood go to again?
I think I went to Lucian, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's not too great. Yeah, as we look at the lanes right now, just typical stuff. I think the place we should look at is probably bot lane for level 2, and we'll see what happens here. Lucian, did he get a chance to back?
Yeah, I do think it's going to be some back and forth trading here in the bot lane. I mean, you see, like, Lulu, she has the ability to poke, like, melee supports out early. But of course, Braum, a benefit to picking him over other melee supports is that he does have a ranged ability level 1 compared to other, you know, compared to other supports.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the top lane too. Ricky's pushing it, he hit the level 2 first, but I'm honestly not sure if he should be going in right now. Skarner's already padding towards top side, so we'll see if Maddie can counter that, or if Skarner even goes for this top lane gang. But that's definitely the most contested up there.
Right, I mean, something we kind of called earlier as well, that both the junglers started top side. Maddie's like kind of late on his clear though. He's a little bit weird. He's like on his Krugs, and Skarner's already in his bot side jungle. I didn't really see if there was something that delayed him from starting the jungle like that. Like maybe it was Mike dying early and Miracle dying early.
Yeah, they probably did that because maybe they thought they would drop a ward on blue side. So might just go the safer route, top side.
I would love to see what kind of items we have here in the game. Just to kind of take a look at, like, maybe, I don't know, in top lane, it's possible that maybe Ricky decided to go shield instead of blade, which it's rare. Like, I don't see why would you do it, especially because you're playing against another melee champion. But I mean, it would be interesting to see what items they have.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Skarner pathing towards bot side now. Something could happen here, especially with oh, that's the thing. Skarner has the ability to go through the walls here. We're gonna call it mid flash, but oh my goodness, he caught him through the jump. Are we gonna?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. He caught him through the jump. I mean, I feel like they should have backed off right away. We already saw Mike backing off, and I think they just stayed there, despite seeing Mike back off and knowing that Lulu also doesn't have separate spells. They should have just played a little safer, but like you said, talking about how aggressive they played early on, and they just shoved that wave in. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be the consequences of Mike's early game actions, unfortunately, because he doesn't have the heal. You know, he can't give an extra little speed boost, but of course, you can always just save yourself by not being as aggressive and being as pushed out, especially when they have a champion who can gank early like this, the Skarner, of course. In the mid lane, Flocon actually got the mid laner very, very, very low, and he does have to take an early recall. I'm not sure if he was able to... Okay, it looks like that was the mid laner's Azir, the first recall that he's taking, so it does make a lot of sense. Flocon doesn't have TP, and then of course Azir is burning his right now. So it makes sense. I mean, I feel like it's just going to be kind of like a boring mid lane. I mean, the approach is the fighting back and forth.
Flocon has tier. I don't think we're going to expect anything crazy right now. And bot lane's behind. Probably not too much action. We'll see the movement on the map though with Dragon Spine. Let's see where Maddie looks like he's heading towards top side. Might have to go for the grubs instead of the dragon.
It looks like they actually want to... They're trying to make... Oh my gosh. Okay. It's the classic ward in the tri-bush. You know, you always see people die over stuff like this. But yeah, Skarner is actually postured towards that top side along with Maddie. So they might both try to put Prio. It looks like Flocon's actually going to get caught out here. But he just has to flash over the wall and he gets away. Unfortunately, he lost his flash, which does suck. But I mean, it's better than dying, obviously, at the end of the day.
Right, yeah. And I mean, both junglers are half topside right now, so I'm inclined to think they're going to go towards Dragon based on the jungle pattern. We'll see what happens there. Like you said, Flocon doesn't have the TP. We'll see if he's going to have to stay for the Dragon or back now. I feel like he should probably back sometime soon so we can match the Dragon time.
Yeah. They both don't have TP though, so if either mid laners are like pressured to recall or anything, it definitely makes like, a big advantage for the other team. And actually, I was just going to talk about this, that Skarner has like free reign over topside kind of a little bit right now because he must have saw Maddie cross through mid lane and go towards the dragon. They're just trading objectives. It's simple. And then earlier, like literally like a minute ago, Fiora had more pressure in the top lane compared to Ricky. Obviously now it's the opposite. I mean, Ricky's pushed in. But I mean, you see Azir coming up towards the grubs. Just make sure that they're taken. It's pretty simple. I mean,
yeah, just a classic objective trade.
Just a trade. But Ricky is not respecting this Skarner. You just saw that he took the objective. This is not the best idea. He does have his flash still. I don't know if he's going to use it. He does use it, but unfortunately, it's just too late. He should just be dead. Like,
yeah, I think that was a waste of a flash. I think it was honestly best to just not use it at that point. But like we said, it seems like everybody's kind of overextending right now. This just might be a result of the fact that we know we're higher seed. On paper, we're better, so we might just be playing confident right now. We might just step back and win. We will just have a comeback. We'll see.
Yeah, at least Maddie on this buy is hitting some of Skarner's jungle on the bot side for the play that they made top. It's obviously it's not exactly equal, but it is still very good.
Mana. I don't think they can follow up on that right now.
Yeah, and I think they know, or they're just playing with like really big ego. Honestly, they're kind of just standing in their faces, even though they just took like a lot of damage. But I think the day doesn't matter too much because there's not that much Lucian can do. You know, if he doesn't have his abilities, then he can't get his passive, and it's just
very mana hungry AD, so mana heavy. How's the mid lane doing? Let's see. I mean, it's pretty even, like we said earlier. It's a boring mid lane matchup. We have Tier, we have Azir is also pretty late game champion. There's much action to go on. I'm hoping to see maybe like a team fight soon. I mean, there's no objectives to fight for right now, but I feel like Flocon can definitely do something with his ultimate right now. There's opportunity there.
Yeah, he definitely could to try to roam maybe top lane or bot side. I mean, it's kind of hard right now to roam anywhere, specifically just because Miracle's recalling and the top lane Ricky's pushed in. So you're not going to find much now, but of course, if he does ever push the wave and an opportunity like that does arise, he can definitely take advantage of that, 100%. It's for sure something that their mid laner lacks. They don't have a global ultimate at all.
Oh my god, I did not expect that. Wow. Oh, Mike shows up to Google ult straight for time.
Okay.
Flash. His teleport is coming back up, so this is your survives here. Maybe able to do back to lane. Supports are in the mid lane now. I mean, this was an interesting time to roam. I thought Mike was there, but I was not expecting that. And now we have more action going on the top side again. I mean, they know Ricky doesn't have flash. Ricky knows that he doesn't have flash. He's overextended. That's just a loss. Lens. Like, I don't know what to say there.
I don't really know why Venom their Fiora flashed though. I think it was like for style points, like he just wanted to proc the Vital fast because I mean Ricky was for sure dead there. He didn't even like start charging his ult or anything, like he had no way out. But I mean I have to respect it. I have to respect flashing for style points, honestly. Like I mean I do it sometimes. It just looks nicer.
Oh my god, his gunner is on fire. Now he's dipping again.
Ooh, that Talia ult, unfortunately, I mean, I could kind of see the vision. Like, I don't know if he was trying to, like, recast it and ult out of there, or if he was just trying to block the Skarner off, which doesn't really work, obviously, if
Did
he's
she go invulnerable when she hops on
She's
the wall?
not.
No,
She's not invulnerable.
That might have been a waste too then.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's definitely weird. I do think that St. Clair is playing very, very, cocky and aggressively, and they're kind of not respecting their opponents, which it might be true that, you know, they have better macro and they're going to maybe get very strong in the late game and kind of just dominate through that. But I feel like it's very important to try to clean up your early game when you have the opportunity. There's no reason to have messy games like this.
Yeah. Oh, this is our first Maddie gang.
Yep, and it looks like Lucian is just gonna die. Attacks the helicopter, goes down. He actually had a shutdown because he picked up those 2 kills earlier from the double kill that happened like super early. But in return, Skarner is just gonna take these grubs for free.
I mean, yeah, losing out on grubs is a really big deal. We have down 6 grubs now, and they do have really strong like a bit here.
Yeah.
I don't even know if trading a kill is worth it right now unless you can get a kill.
Oh wow.
Not a good guy. The stream of Shuffle's leg, it disrupts his jump.
That was an unfortunate series of events. I feel like this is a very common thing that I see with Tristana as a champion. Whenever you feel like, okay, I'm gonna use my W aggressively, it just doesn't work out the way you planned it.
No, this is really tough for Volley. I mean, even on that first kill on Braum, Lig didn't even get an assist on that, so Lig quite literally got nothing out of that whole series of events. So it's not looking so great for bot lane, and we just lost out on 6 grubs as well, so not really winning the objective game here either. And Azir just got his Nashers too, so with the 6 grubs and this Azir lane, they're gonna be able to take down towers, you know, really quick and get this plating.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to see, like, I feel like it's a little bit late now, but I'm just gonna say that I wanted to see some more 1v1 action in the top side, because they're both, like, very, I guess, 1v1 champions, right? Like, Pantheon has the ability to burst down so quick, and he has a Conqueror to heal up. But Fiora, of course, oh, it looks like Pokemon getting caught in the mid lane here to another gank. He's just gonna go down like that. Oh, okay. Lucian Q missed, but he did get the kill eventually, even though it was a little bit later than we expected. But in return, St. Clair actually got the Drake, which is perfect.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know if the Drake is super worth it right now, but I guess we have to cut our losses and get what we can. And I see the vision with bot lane, you know, it is a really aggressive lane that we can shove with Tristana and Lulu. Hopefully get, you know, first turret, that's usually the goal with the Tristana lane, but since we lost it on grubs and, you know, we're kind of down in bot lane, like, we're not really sticking to the game plan right now. I'm not sure where we can even bring it back at this point.
Yeah, a lot of our champions, like, not a lot, but some of our champions, specifically in the top side, like this Pantheon and this Vi, they are kind of useless late game. Like, they fall off pretty hard. Pantheon can sometimes still burst down another champion if they're low HP, but like for the most part, the only thing that Maddie's gonna be useful for at late game, you just lock somebody down and you're dead. Like, that's basically it. You just better hope that you're ulting their AD carry and that your team is there to respond.
And I think at this point, Pantheon, I think he might be more useful late game as someone who helps peel Lig. When Lig jumps in, Pantheon should jump in with him to be there, just be a front line and peel everything. Okay, we're finally to go to
yeah, we're also getting some action here, and I mean, attack helicopter is just dead in the same with Wild Sida. They both.
Hey, we're gonna do the first turret, so.
Yeah, this is kind of the thing that I was talking about earlier with like the macro game. Something that we play a lot, especially against teams who are not seated at the same level as us, is the macro game. We make a lot of stupid plays. We do things we shouldn't, like this, for example.
Yep. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Oh, we have.
Okay, wait, Miracle's here.
Comes by, there's a chance to maybe turn this around.
Yeah, I mean, Flocon just died on the side, and then Miracle's just getting chased down, but in the bush, he's hiding, but at the same time, Skarner actually charges his team, so it might be rough for the Saints here. They might get away, but it's going to be very, very close, and it's kind of just an unnecessary play, especially if you know that they are there.
Oh my goodness, Leg, what are we doing?
Okay, so
I mean, he got his one. You know, he got first turret, he got a second turret, and he got a one kill there. Honestly, in the grand scheme, that might have been worth it. If you look at the CS difference right now with Leg and Lucian as well, he might be ahead if we could see the gold difference. But the first turret is a big deal. I think the first turret and the second turret that he got was big. Did he need to die there? Probably not, but it's okay. He saves the rest of the team for the greater good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I think it's just interesting he can make plays like this and he still got his pull. Like maybe let's finish the pull before we start jumping into more people first. But I mean, I have to respect the confidence, obviously. But I do hope that we kind of start cleaning up some of these plays and we don't go for super like plays that are just super risky, and the reward at the end of the day is not like the most huge thing in the world.
I feel like we're just going for trade plays right now. It's like, oh, we're trading 2 for 2, and it's like, do we even get value out of it if we don't get anything or anything? Well, right now we're kind of pivoting towards the top side. We have Ricky talking right now. The Rift Herald should be spawning soon.
The Rift Herald spawned just now.
Okay,
for 16 minutes is when it
We're
spawned.
gonna play mid lane. I feel like we shouldn't even be fighting mid lane. We should probably be fighting towards Rift Herald first. I feel like mid lane's also just a bad spot to fight with. We have some ulting. Ricky's coming in. I think the ult did not have ults there.
He did not have ultimate yet, but I mean, this is obviously good for us. We got a shutdown, another kill onto Lucian, which is obviously, at the end of the day, beneficial to us. And the gold difference is actually in our favor. It's not by much, mind you. It's like 1.3k or...
Yeah, as long as it's on the right characters. I mean, the gold difference is probably, like, the gold difference is probably mostly in Tristana. The CS difference. I mean, that CS adds up. I think right now, like, you know, the constant fighting is kind of going in our favor because, like, you were talking about the macro, like, we just have a better time managing farming and fights. Because ever since we've been non-stop fighting, George Mason kind of started to fall behind on a CS score. So this might be the long haul game.
Unfortunately, I do think that it is going to be the long haul. This is kind of something that St. Clair is kind of like notorious for at this point, is that we turn best of 3s, there's supposed to be 2-0s into 3 games, right? We turn best of 5s versus
It's for the content. It's for the content. It's for the people.
Yeah, it is, you know. I mean, I've definitely been here broadcasting a League of Legends game, and we've almost gotten kicked out of the Nexus because they just kept it going that late, right? Well, it does happen. It looks like some trade's gonna go on here. We're gonna get the Infernal Drake, but on the side of George Mason, they're gonna get the mid tower. Ricky's ulting in to 3 people. It doesn't look like it's gonna go in his favor, but he's still got a lot of HP. Got the wild growth from Miracle coming out, but he does fall eventually. Maddie's going to use that cease and desist, go right in, and Skarner is going to fall next. It looks like Lig is actually doing what he wants to be doing. He has a lot of damage. He has that Infinity Edge, pumping out a lot of damage. Flocon is going to catch Wild Psyduck here. It should just be a free kill. It's a Braum. You're playing Talia. Just go.
I mean, that fight did not look in our favor at first. But at the whole time, Lig was in touch. And, you know, like with the IE and everything, like leaving him untouched there, it worked out perfectly in our favor. Now we have the Rift Herald, the mid lane. We should be able to take this with Tristana, no problem. I mean, I guess we didn't know it at all.
Nope.
Who needs grubs when you have Tristana?
Yep. I mean, this is the way to do things. It would be cool if we had like some demolish on somebody too, then we especially wouldn't need grubs. I do want to just talk about a little bit how Ricky played that fight. You know, he ulted in and into 3 people, and it like looked like it was bad because he's in the middle of 3 people. He did have Miracle, and Miracle actually ulted him and kept him alive for a really long time.
He got a little too greedy there. He really had to just. Maddie might die
Maddie's
for his
dead
mistake.
for him. Yep.
You know, this is the rule of the jungler. You kind of have to sacrifice.
Okay.
With the heal, he didn't even need to blow Lulu ult there.
Miracle to the rescue, of course, with the heal. I wish we saw that earlier in lane when they got double killed, but you know, they checked
Mistakes
the jungle. It does happen, but we did see the heal actually save somebody. Heal's not really taken on a lot of people anymore. It is only taken on Enchantress support. It's a little bit of a brawl in the mid lane, some back and forth. Locon's getting a lot of damage here. Gonna get Lucian ulted, but he doesn't have that Archangels to stop him.
And Skarner's here. Skarner's is always here.
Yeah, but he can't really get in. He's getting a lot of damage, and Ricky is going to use that Grand Starfall, just come right in. Flocon's gonna finish off the kill, and it's an easy kill for St. Clair, honestly, at the end of the day.
That was a perfect pickoff and turn around for us. And we have Adacon spawning in topside. Which Adacon is this one? Is this the oh, I can't tell the difference. Is there a visual difference for
Yes, there is. This one is the one that gives you the roses.
The roses,
yes.
okay.
You'll notice like there are 2 different types of Adacon. One's red, one's black. So the one that's black is the one that gives you the roses, and the one that is red is the one that gives you GA.
Yeah.
You don't really see Voracious Adacon a lot, which is the red one. I never see it anymore. It used to spawn a lot, but it's very rare that it spawns. Oh, he might get caught out here, but he's just gonna get dove here.
I mean this is the remaining outer turret. It's about time we take this down for 3 gold.
They do commit to TP, but like Azir is just playing too aggressively here, trying to kill the Flocon instead of helping out his Fiora and being with his team. I mean, he went for an aggressive play. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off like it does for St. Clair a lot of the times this game.
Yeah, I feel like that TP was kind of crazy to commit to. I feel like they should have just cut their losses there and just protected this turret. But now, I think almost certainly we're going to be able to take down this turret. Maddie fully eats the Lucian ult. Liga survives. Okay. And that's the Tristana reset. I mean, like we were talking earlier, Lig plays aggressively. He's always hopping in, and really the rest of the team is really there to peel and protect him, and that's what the Lulu's for as well. And Maddie does a great job of frontlining there, ate the whole Lucian ult for everybody. And Ricky arrived late, but we got the inhibitor. And we're probably going to get 2 inhibs out of this.
Yeah, it does look like it. I mean, Fiora's respawned and so has Azir. I do want to talk about Lig on this Tristana just resetting all the time. I feel like it would have been super interesting to see Maddie on Nefiria, just to see like 2 reset champions in action. Because I know something I like to do a lot if I'm playing a reset champion, like in the ADC role, like for example if I'm playing Jinx or something along the lines like Samira, something like that. So I like to combo it like with my teammates, like say my mid laner is playing Vex or something, and then I have a jungler who's playing Viego. It's just cool to see like reset champions synergize with each other, right?
I think reset champions are so wrong. They're a little too strong.
There's so many of them at this point. Like
that's true.
It's like I feel like even if they're just like doing a rework to a champion, they just turn them into a reset champion at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even like Katarina, Akali, there's too many.
Yeah, Viego, Tristana, Samira, basically everybody. If you're in the game, you probably reset somewhere, right?
Samira's so strong. I'm surprised it's not played more, but maybe that's just like the ranks.
It's definitely a case
it's like
of
a ranked
solo
character.
She struggles in her early laning phase quite a bit, so it's hard to play at this level.
Seeing Flocon isolate the Azir. Does he have flash? Azir does not have flash. I think this is most certainly a dead Azir. That's the first reset out there. Yep. Double, triple. You know what? This might be a quadra. This is looking like a quadra for like where's.
Ooh, he did not finish off the Brom, so. Okay, I don't even know if he's gonna actually finish off Skarner here. He should. Oh, especially Skarner's just gonna recall the. Oh, wait. Okay, he does fall to him at the end of the day, and the ace comes through for St. Clair. I mean, this game kind of played out exactly how we thought they would. We thought that they were gonna struggle a little bit in the early game, you know, kind of just mess around a little bit too much, and in the late game just outplay them with their macro. They are just always, you know, working with each other in the late game, even though in the early game doesn't really end up.
You know what? It looked a little bit shaky, but honestly, I didn't like doubt bot lane too much. I've seen Leg on the Tristana, like once she starts going, she's pretty unstoppable. And everybody played their role in protecting the AC, so run it back.
100%. I mean, this is the late game power of Tristana Lulu. Just so much range, so much power. It's like so hard to escape because already you have Tristana just gains a lot of range off of her passive with levels, right? And then you just have like her passive that explodes as well, and then Lulu like buffing you with the W.
And
is
aside
just so
from
much.
Lulu, like it's the rest of the champ. Like you saw Ricky, like I want to say our pivotal moment was that one team fight where it looked really bad. Like Ricky went into 3 people, but Ricky was there to peel everybody off of Leg, and he was untouchable. And that's kind of where it all turned around. And Maddie as on Vi as well. Can't really run from any of us on the team over there.
That was definitely an exciting game. It was fun to kind of see both teams, show off some of their strength. Of course, George Mason was able to show off their strength in the early game, maybe in like laning phase itself compared to St. Clair showing it in the late game macro, the team fight, stuff like that. But for now, we are going to throw it to a break while we prepare for the next game. If you didn't know, this is a best of 3 Fearless series. So next game, we're not going to be dealing with some of the champs that we've dealt with this game because it's going to be impossible to.
I'm excited to see what we pick for mid lane.
I am too. I am too. But yes, we will see you when we get back. something like that. Something
Yeah,
like that.
well, the pick that actually sticks out to me is Flocan on Akali.
Yeah, of course. Flocan Akali, this is one of his champions. It's actually when he came to St. Clair
Really?
and when he was signed, it was literally on his graphic, like the commitment graphic.
Oh,
It
I
was
think I
Akali.
recall that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I recall that.
It
I
was
just
Akali.
haven't seen it. I guess that might just be his solo queue champion. You know, I'm so used to seeing him on these mages with like you know, with consistent damage, not really burst damage, but just like consistent DPS and team fights on the mages. And look,
Yeah.
we got the Alistar.
We got the Alistar finally. We're seeing it. I mean, we got the intel before the game started, and we're seeing it in action. We have the notorious Ricky Jax, something I also heard some talks of earlier in the day. And honestly, I'm a fan of St. Clair's draft more again. I do think, like, I'm not really too sure about the Varus Renata. It's like, when I see Renata a lot of the time, I literally only see her paired with Callista, like, at this point. You just always see her with a Callista, so
Yeah.
it's weird. Especially the fact that we were talking about earlier that their support really likes these engaged champions and is playing Renata. But I guess Renata is kind of the space between Enchanter and Engage, right? She has her handshake, which is her Q ability. It's kind of like a hook, basically. It's like a less powerful Nautilus hook.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
yeah.
I mean, the Varus is probably just a comfort pick. I'm looking at their champions play right now. I feel like that really is just a comfort pick for the AD, and in a way that takes away a pick from League as well, because League also plays Varus quite often.
100%. He does play these kind of champions, right? He's got Ezreal, which is like basically, honestly, in my opinion, just another version of Varus. If I hate laning against any champion, it's Ezreal, because I feel like, I don't know. It's like when I play against an Ezreal, I swear to God, they're just like Faker or something.
Yeah, I mean, Ezreal players, I mean, I feel the same. Every time I get an Ezreal in my game, they're awful, but whenever I play against one, they are Faker incarnate. Like, Ezreal just does so much damage. But obviously, you know, he's pretty skill shot heavy. You have to be good at hitting your skill shots to do all that damage. But in terms of damage, like the bot lane, I feel like we're definitely way up there in damage in the bot side.
Yeah, we do have a lot of damage. Obviously, it's kind of reliant on both of them. They kind of both need to hit their skill shots.
Right.
With Varus, you have your ultimate, right? And you have your Q, your QW. Like,
Yeah. What's the Varus builds these days? Is it going to be a lethal tempo, or do you think it's going to be like a burst?
I think it'll be like maybe hybrid, to be honest. They don't lack AP like incredibly, but they do only have like Silas AP on their team.
Right.
Is like kind of a main damage source. So I think we might see hybrid this game. It's a possibility. You know, like stuff like Nashor's Tooth might be brought in.
So it would still be attack speed Varus, probably.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see as soon as we get into the game if he has lethal tempo, PTA, or if he has like Arcane Comet, right?
Arcane Comet would be crazy.
Yeah, I poke Varus, like, it had its time, right? Obviously, like, it didn't look good in a lot of people's hands because you gotta actually hit your skill shots. Like, you can't even rely on your auto at all.
It's a very specific play style, too. I mean, let's take a look at this top lane matchup. Jax and Camille. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Ricky hasn't had the best track record against Camille players. It is just a really tough lane in general. Camille is just a lane stomper in general. So I do think Ricky should hopefully try to play safe a little more in the early game. And we already know the jungler likes to lean towards top side.
Yeah. I do know that there's two champions that he struggles against, and one of them is Gwen, and the other one is Camille, which they banned the Gwen. So they don't have to deal with the Gwen, but Camille does go through, unfortunately, which is not the best thing, but it's also not the worst thing. I mean, I feel like if he just plays smart, he'll be fine at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, and we don't have as much global opportunities here. I do think this is a game where Ricky kind of, you know, does his job in the top lane island and farms up, and when team fights are happening, more than likely Camille will be in those team fights. There's a chance that Ricky might just stay top lane and win the game from there.
It's true. Yeah, he's definitely can be like I feel like honestly, like Ricky Jax is kind of, it's like I said earlier, it's notorious. Like they kind of like talked about it earlier. And it kind of didn't even sound like they were talking about it in like the best way, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a little bit negative, but I've seen Ricky make some like insane plays on Jax.
I've seen us win a game purely on Ricky just sitting in top lane.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the top lane is the rock, right? That's why you have Malphite up there.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So what's our jungler picks looking? So we got the Maddie Volley. We got what we wanted.
Sejuani.
We got Sejuani. I'm actually not sure if the jungler is really like a Sejuani player. I didn't really see that in their champion history and champion pool. So it'll be interesting to see what we'd see how they play it out here.
Right. I do think that Sejuani is kind of similar to like a Skarner thing. So I don't think it's like too far off brand. And I mean, it's possible that they're just like, you know what, like just play something that can peel stuff off of us and that can engage, right? And I mean, you got your Sejuani champion right there. And like I said, it's very similar in playstyle to the Skarner. So they might just have like a super similar like game plan this game as well, because they don't have like a tank in the top lane like you kind of see, right? A lot of the times they have the Camille, which last game was the Fiora. So these are also two similar champions. They excel in like 1v1 situations, like picking somebody off. And if Camille gets on top of some of your carries, it's going to be very hard for them to deal with. Obviously, these carries are hard to get on top of. Ezreal is a hard champion to get on top of.
I'm a fan of our picks into this. Like we have some slippery carries. I mean, I'm not too sure how the Kali and Silas matchup will go. I do feel like Silas. I don't know about the
meme
matchup.
about this. Like, this is a Kali Silas matchup.
Really?
Yes, but like I don't even remember what it is. It's like it's something I don't even know.
Well, I feel like mid lane won't really. I mean, there's a chance Flocon will probably win these fights, but for Silas on GMU's game plan, I feel like Silas should just be focused on team fighting, because there are some decent ults that Silas can grab from our team.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. It's like I feel like if he doesn't want to die, obviously he should just take Alistar ult.
Right.
He could also use like Volibear ult is useful in a lot of situations. Like Ezreal ult is kind of.
Yeah, I think overall, like the 1v1 mid lane situation, like the Silas stealing a Kali's ult, like it's not gonna be too useful, I feel like.
I think it depends, honestly, because it does allow for a lot of like skill expression, because both champions, they kind of play similarly, right? They have a lot of dashes. The difference is like Silas has a heal, but Akali has invisibility, right?
Yeah,
she can go into her shroud. So it does allow for a lot of skill expression, especially like how they use these dashes to their advantage, right? So I think it could be interesting, like if we have some 1v1 fights, and if I kind of want like the junglers to just handshake this game and be like, let the mid lane just play out, right? But
yeah, and just farm
probably
up.
not gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, last game the jungler didn't touch mid too much until maybe like the mid game phase when Flocon was super extended. I feel like their jungler, George Mason's jungler, really just pivoted towards the top side, especially with the grubs.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I don't know if Sejuani is Clair that good. Like, is she capable of soloing grubs as well as Skarner?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely can. It's like something that I guess she would benefit with, right? Is that her W is like an AOE kind of thing. It's just you just gotta like line them up. But
yeah,
I'm not sure exactly like how different it is clear speed compared to Skarner. Volibear will definitely do them faster though, because he has like a lot of things at his disposal. Where he has his E and he has his W, which like it does damage.
And I mean, even his base attack speed is, I'm pretty sure, is higher than Sejuani. So
for sure,
we'll see where the Clair goes.
I am interested to see like what Maddie is gonna build on Volibear this game, because I hear there's like specific Volibear builds that are like broken. Especially like I want to say at the beginning of the season they added a new rune. It's called like Jack of all trades, and it gives you.
I remember.
Yeah,
it gives you like a stat based on each. Yeah.
This was like something that was really popular on Volibear. Like people took it in the top lane specifically. Obviously, now we're standing in a place where they just buffed Volibear 80, so there's probably gonna be some AD in it. We'll see, of course. We'll see. So I'm excited to get into game. Like I'm feeling anxious to get into game. I really want to see how these lanes are gonna play out. I want to see how the jungle is gonna play out. I want to see
if we lose a level 1 again. Well, this time Miracle is on Alistar, so hopefully we should be good.
100%. We are getting into game here. Let's just press play and see where it ends up, where it lands. Everybody's loading in and buying their items super fast. Lig is the last one to purchase that Dorn's Blade.
Oh my gosh, we are seeing an Arcane Comet Bears.
That's
kind of crazy.
We least expected to see it, and it's here. We're seeing it.
We were just joking about it, but we actually see it. That's wow. I'm excited to see this build. So what would be the build for Arcane Comet? Would it just be lethality.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's
Okay.
lethality. It's a lot of lethality and stuff like Yumu's. Something I just want to point out here is that SCC is actually on red side and GMU is actually on the blue side. It is a slight little issue we have, but it's okay. We can probably fix that soon, hopefully.
Wow, we love this mid lane push.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, like, they're not 5-pointing this time. Maybe they're not 5-pointing because last time they 5-pointed, Mike got, he got,
Yeah, I feel
got
like
messed up.
I feel like this mid lane start doesn't work anymore ever since they changed the map. You know, like that big
Yeah.
chunk there, like you can't see vision on it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that used to be my favorite spot to go to. It was always the best spot to go to for beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting place to hide. I feel like, I don't know, a lot of people were kind of like, I feel like a lot of League players are kind of scared of change. So when there's change like the map change,
yeah.
a lot of people were like, oh, why are we changing the map? You know what I'm saying? But I think it added for like a lot more fun
I mean,
gank
definitely.
opportunities.
Imagine if we had the same old Summoner's Rift. Like, it would be, I mean, back then, dragons didn't even mean anything. They were just gold.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now with all the objectives being added, like the grubs, and then into Rift Herald, and then the dragons, and the elemental dragons, and Otacon, like, there's so much more to play for than just solo lanes.
Right, 100%. Something like, honestly, I don't know. I want to see if Maddie's going to play for the grubs this game or if he's going to play for the dragon, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they aim for focusing on like the early game grub. Because like first two dragon was always just kind of like a whatever.
Yeah, you can always
know?
sacrifice the dragons. The grubs don't come back. you know?
Exactly. You're never going to get the grubs back, right? And I think we're just going to take a second to fix our overlays. You're just going to see us for a second, but it's all good. You know, we just want to make sure you guys get the best viewing experience possible, of course. But so far, how are we feeling? What do you think? I mean, we haven't seen much.
Yeah, I mean, at least in bot lane, we got pushed in. We got pushed in. I think we're at turret right now. I think the opposing team got level 2 on us, so I'm kind of surprised to see that. But in a way, it makes sense. You know, Varus does have much better poke potential than Ezreal early game. Yeah.
100%. I don't know. I kind of want to see some more 2v2 fights. I love watching bot lane 2v2 just because it's like its own little corner, but it's also not, because junglers are more likely to come bot than they are to come top. And it's just more interesting to see like fights, like scrimmages, you know, when there's more people that are involved, when it just makes it more fun.
I mean, yeah, and it's also seeing like the synergy of these duos, right? Because this is collegiate. This isn't a one-off match, you know. Miracle and Lig have been playing together for 2 semesters now, maybe a little bit over since they were playing in the summer. And GMU, at least 2 semesters, maybe even more. So bot lane fights are definitely the most fun to watch because it kind of just comes down to synergy, the mechanics, everything.
Exactly. I mean, while like AD carry, it might not be the most like macro intensive role. It's definitely the hardest mechanical role. I mean, some people may disagree. Some people may say it's top lane, but I don't care. It's definitely ADC. It's definitely ADC, like, without a doubt in my mind. So it's fun to see. Like, I mean, we see Lig do it all the time.
Yeah.
He tries to express like his mechanics. He tries to express his skill. You see him. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, and sometimes he just gets a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too much ego, and he jumps in when he's maybe not supposed to.
I mean, that is just kind of his playstyle, and it's worked for the most part. And I feel like as long as the rest of our team plays around it, I think Lig could almost always carry us.
100%. We're getting back into game here. We have our sides are correct, so you are seeing the right thing. Just one thing that it does not mention, which is it's all good, is that we did win game 1. St. Clair did win game 1, so it is currently 1-0 in the series. But I mean, since we left off, nothing's happened, obviously. But it just, I feel like Lig is he took a lot of poke here. He's taking a lot of poke from attack helicopter.
I mean, that is really what we expect from the Arcane Comet.
Yeah, he's got Arcane Comet.
But I mean, if you saw, like, he's already out of mana. So I don't know if there's much that they can do there. Yeah, just like that. He's out of mana. Mike goes in.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Is he gonna die? I'm not sure. It depends. If Lig can hit a Q, then he's dead. Oh, that was really, really close, but unfortunately.
No, that was worth it though. We blew. Oh, he didn't flash, but we blew the heal at the very least and the exhaust. Yeah.
Lig almost got that Q onto the Renata, onto Wild Psyduck, but it was just like, or not onto him, but Wild Psyduck blocked the Q.
Yeah, that was well played by Renata.
And Maddie's starting his bullying early, it looks like, in the top side. Both bot lane, like, honestly, they're kind of low now, so I feel like either way. Oh, and Ricky, unfortunately, he does struggle against that Camille, and he does fall.
I do think just the matchup itself, aside from Ricky, I think that matchup itself is just hard. But yeah, I mean, like, we talked about Sejuani might be having slower clear. Oh, and Mike is going back in again. I don't know if we win this fight now. Lig is a little too low.
It's definitely hard to play into, especially with Renata, because she has that W that can just res somebody if you get a takedown. So it's not like exactly the most probably.
I do think there's potential. I still think
there is potential.
Yeah, because Miracle still has Flash, and now we've blown Flash on the Varus, and he's out of mana. There's not much he can do, honestly. He might just have one spell left in him.
Right, Lig also does have both summoning spells. Oh, there we go. The moment we stepped away, it does look like Renata got the res off, but Maddie was there to just clean it up anyways. And it looks like Hydroshi is in the bot lane as well, kind of clearing his clouds. Probably not going to come by. It's not really much to do. They don't have any damage. It's just like Bonnie and Renata. So.
Well, that didn't work out perfectly, but it's okay. It's kind of what we expected. I feel like if maybe we blew all summers on the bot lane, it would have been worth it. But Renata still does have her flash up. We'll see how we play this out.
I actually didn't really see, but it looks like Ricky traded back onto the Camille. I'm not sure when that happened, but it did happen.
I guess it was bound to happen, especially Camille doesn't have flash right now. Is that Grass of the Undying? Is that regular for Camille? I feel like...
Yeah. It's pretty standard for Camille. There's only a couple rooms that you can really go, and Grasp is definitely one of them. It's like Focus going to try to get aggressive here on the mid lane because Miracle's hiding it in the bush. I don't know if he reads this or not, but it looks like Sejuani's also here. Slow slows up his ultimate with a knockup coming out from Miracle. Just some back and forth trading. I don't think anybody's going to go down here because they both just have really big health bars. Kind of hard to burst down, especially when you don't really have too many items on this Akali. I mean, she only has a Dark Seal and an Amplifying Tone and boots. Like,
yeah, but I mean, it's the pressure added. Just the roaming for. Oh my goodness, that was a lot more damage than I expected. Wow.
This is what I mean by the skill expression. I mean, he got the solo kill. He might go down to Maddie here, but he also could just E over this wall. Yep, and there it is. It's like they're just both as like slippery as each other. You know, they can just get away. Some fighting in the bot lane, just some poke back and forth. I don't think that anything is gonna go, just, you know, typical too long range.
yeah, this bot lane is definitely just going to be a lot of like small skirmishes and poking until one is low enough. They're not really all-in champions. I mean, except for Miracle, but
yeah, of course, 100%. I'm just going to look at the CS here for a second. I just want to point out that Ricky's kind of a little bit ahead in CS. Mind you, Camille is catching a wave right now, so it might just be actually exactly even, which looks like they are. No, one. Camille missed one CS, so.
Yeah, and I mean, Maddie's doing really well on farm right now, but we kind of expected this. I do feel like Sejuani has a slower clear than Volibear for sure.
100%.
And now we're already starting to lean towards the top side. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, looks like Maddie's going to prioritize these grubs early. Flocon and Ricky both rotated as soon as they could. But in the bot lane, Mike might be in some trouble here, and he does fall very easily, but Wild Psyduck does use the flash, or not the flash, sorry, the heal to secure that, to get a little bit extra move speed, I suppose. But Lig might be in some trouble here as well. He might have gotten a little bit too aggressive. He almost takes down Wild Psyduck, but he does fall to attack a helicopter. Unfortunately, it was very close. He could have maybe gotten traded back, but Wild Psyduck still had flash, so he could just flash out of the way. I mean,
yeah, that's just another case of overstaying. I mean, I feel like we just have this bot lane curse where we overstay, or we're just not always in sync. It's okay. I think the timing works out really well because Maddie secured grubs, and now we're going to start going towards bot side for dragons. So might have just worked out because now their bot lane has to back, and Maddie might be able to sneak this dragon.
Right, 100%. And he didn't even have to pick between grubs or dragon. He wanted both, and he got both. Something else I want to point out is that GMU actually does have the feats of warfare. So they got the three first kills of the game. But on the side of St. Clair, they are about to have 2 of the objective ones kind of ticked out. So we'll see who ends up getting feats of strength. I feel like it's a little bit easier maybe for GMU with the position that they're in right now. Objectives, I feel like, is always the slowest one. It's always the one that takes the longest. So we might see that. We might not.
That was a really
that.
good cleanse.
That was very, very good. And Sejuani's taking a tip in the bot lane, but Maddie is here to try to defend his bot lane. And it looks like they might want to try to do something, but maybe not, because Miracle doesn't have his ult anymore. But he didn't fall, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was good to not commit to that fight, because I feel like if all 3 of us fell there, their bot lane would get at least 2 plates off of that, and that's a really big advantage for them.
Right. Is this an outside overcommit?
I might have spoke too soon. I might have spoke too soon.
Okay, Maddie's just going to go in. He should just get the takedown onto the Sejuani here, but he might not make it out. Oh, there's the blast cone.
He still also splash up. He should be okay.
He's good, surely?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does flash. He was scared of that Varus Q, but
still not the best situation.
The gold's not where you want it to be. If you look at the gold differences, Varus is 1.2k above the Ezreal, which is big, right? So
yeah, and Ezreal does take a while to ramp. I mean, even if you look at the builds right now, all we have is Sheen. I don't know what our tier's at, but really all we have is Sheen right now. And if we can't get that, I don't know if he's going to build Triforce or what's the build now for Ezreal.
Yeah, people usually build the Triforce still. It's kind of the standard. Like, I feel like Ezreal builds are considered champion where it's just like, just build what sounds good, right?
Yeah, whatever the Sheen, as long as you have Sheen, it's whatever you want to build after that. Oh,
okay,
we have the Varus all back up.
Going out right there. Miracle is in trouble here. He's just going to fall right down, and the TP comes out. Looks like coming out from Silas.
I feel like Silas might actually be able to catch Lake here.
100% he can. Lake's going to try to heal up with the honey fruit. And, he might just be out. Yeah, he got that blast cone there. He didn't really go very far with that blast cone, but he still used that arcane shift to get over the wall, and he's kind of safe.
Yeah,
and Silas is already back in the mid.
Yeah, even in terms of levels, Lig is still level 6 right now. Silas was 3 levels up on him. He's level 7 now, but just being behind on those levels kind of goes to show how behind our bot lane is currently.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be rough. I'm surprised that there hasn't been any more fighting in the top lane. I guess they're just like handshaking now. Like, they're both 1-1. They're just like, okay, let's just farm, like, whatever.
How are turret plates looking? I'm trying to see if, we can push for turrets with Feats of Warfare. Or Feats of, what's the turret one called again?
I don't really remember what the turret one's called. I just know Feats of Warfare. That's the one I remember.
Well, we have grubs coming up, so we should be able to secure this. I mean, Maddie could solo it really quick.
Right.
And Miracle's up there for backup if anything. But their jungler has no idea this is even happening. They're too focused on trying to get Flocon.
It definitely helped. Oh, look at the fight in the mid lane before the grubs come up. The Ronaldo ultimate is going to come out. Flocon's going to take a lot of damage. Misses the Sejuani ultimate, and Maddie just gets locked down. And
yeah, I think we should have just taken grubs there. That was a little bit of an unexpected call. I think, they chased Flocon on a turret, and he survived. And should have just stalled it out there.
Right, 100%. They're gonna try to get some more plates like back onto this mid tower, even though they lost their jungler. A little bit sad, but at least they get some gold to make up for it. But Maddie lost his life, and he was definitely worth a little bit more than the rest of them, just because he had the 2 kills.
Right.
He's definitely not in a situation as Mike. Mike, unfortunately, is only worth 126 28, 28.
And we see Maddie already directly pivoting back to grubs again. Look on his bot side, his TP is not up, but just the presence of that is enough.
And Silas just completed his first item, which is the Rod of Ages. It's definitely a good item to buy early because it does give you that extra level the longer you have it, right? It stacks up the 10.
He's going to be more tanky too as well. They don't have, a dedicated frontliner.
Right. Definitely harder for Flocon to burst down. I guess he's going to really excel at trying to get that bot lane out of control, but they do have tools like to prevent this, right? They have the hostile takeover by Renata. It looks like they're actually gonna fight here in the mid lane. Flocon might be caught out here. If he can also just get out because he's playing Akali, I think he's good. He still has his R2. Oh, flashed away. Oh, he actually does not have his R2.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I
well,
mean, I'm not sure why Flocon was in the river. I mean, I know he rotated to bot side to cover while we were doing grubs, but I don't know why he went through river there.
Yeah, it's a little bit bizarre. We definitely had some vision as well, or at least a little bit of vision. Lig and Miracle are just going to try to defend their tower, but it does look like the Infernal Dragon is just going to go over to GMU for free.
I mean, chances are they're probably going to rotate to bot side for this turret, I feel like. Was that Varus' ult? Did his ult? I think he just did.
He did, yeah. he did throw that ult. We're getting some more rotating towards the bot side here, but I think what's really important is don't get too lost here because it's important. Lig might be in some trouble here. I think he's egoing a little bit too hard, and Miracle is getting caught out as well.
This is what we were saying earlier. We're just kind of desynced. And the big problem here is if we go down, like this turret's going down too, we're going to lose that feed.
Yeah, they did both live, but it was like a risky play. You just, like you saw, they just threw like the Sejuani ultimate at Lig. They threw a bunch of stuff at Lig. You know, they threw a bunch of stuff at Miracle. Unfortunately for GMU, of course, none of them kind of stuck. But they still were. It was very risky for St. Clair, and it's kind of not really what you want to make. But this is really, really good for St. Clair. They got the tower, which means I believe that they have feats of strength.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. How Ricky, you know, he might not, the stats might not show it, but on the Jax, like he does his job. He plays Jax the right way. You got to split push.
Exactly.
You got to build up to the point where nobody can 1v1 you, and he's already doing that. We've got 2 turrets on top, and we actually ended up getting first turret, which worked out. I didn't expect that.
And something that's worth mentioning is that Flocon, you know, ult right in there with Miracle, but Maddie is here to try to save the day. The hostile takeover comes out of Renata. Flocon's gonna be the first to fall. Maddie's being a little bit aggressive here, but it's 4 against 1, and Maddie is going to fall at the end of the day, unfortunately. It's just an unfortunate situation, getting a little bit too overconfident. Camille had that TP, so she just came and helped her team, whereas Ricky was in the area, but
he was farming. He was farming, doing top laner things.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's okay. You know, the scoreboard might not reflect it, but you know, 12-5, that looks really bad on paper. But if you look at the goal difference, we're even. You know, we're playing the objective game here.
That's something I actually wanted to mention is that if you look towards the bottom side of the map, obviously you see the big 1.6k in the favor of the Varus, but in the top lane, it's 1.7k in the favor of Ricky. And in the jungle, it's almost 1,000 in the favor of Maddie. In the mid lane, it's 391, so it's like a 400.
Even, yeah.
But they're making up the gold. Like, they're making it up. So, well, now the mid lane kind of just flipped back the other way, but you still see it in the top side. Like,
well, the point is, it's not always about kills in this game. You know, it is an objective game. It's fine to be an objective player, you know, making that move as late. If we get Herald here, it's going to be a big difference too. If we're able to push with Herald and keep Ricky in the bot side split pushing and have Herald pressure on top side.
I agree 100%. I do want to see, I want to see more of this.
Oh, and Flocon's going back in again.
Flocon's in trouble. He's not having his best Akali performance right now. He's been dealt the rough end of the stick, and it looks like the Sejuani ult's going to come out onto, probably try to get it onto Ricky or Maddie. Hostile takeover's coming out. Ultimates are going out. Everybody's fighting. Lig is going to use his ultimate ability. I can't even tell who's winning this fight. It's just so chaotic. Ricky's the first to fall. The shutdown comes through for the Silas, but it's really even right now. But Lig just got here, and he's going to do a lot of damage. Everyone's escaping on 1 HP. Maddie's going to try to get some more damage, but it actually ends up in the favor. Oh, we're still fighting. Never mind. Flocon's going right in, and he just dies immediately.
I mean, that was a mess of a fight. I think the key moment there was Renata missing that ultimate. That was a perfect, you know, it looked
100%.
perfect for her, but we just all moved at the correct time. And Flocon, for once, after getting caught, you know, kind of wasted a lot of time and wasted the Sejuani ult out of them. And I think that just played in our favor since Lig came a little late.
I agree 100%. I think, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if Flocon's just he's kind of like trying to take the risky plays to try to get back into the game after the rough early game that he did have. But
It's just a Kali syndrome. It's like a Lee syndrome. You know, when you hit your Q, you have to go in. And that's exactly what happened at Turret. You know, he hit his, I forgot which ability it's called. Yeah, and he just had to go in.
100%. He just had to go in. Lig just gonna go right on the edge of that Silas. He has the tip of the rage. He almost got hit there, but he probably just knows, and he's just like,
and Lig hasn't backed yet either right now.
Yeah, he's probably sitting on quite a bit of gold. He's ultimately trying to clear the waves because they are spawning the Rift Herald in the mid lane, but all of St. Clair is here to try to stop it, with the exception of Ricky, who is pushing the top lane. They're just going to get the mid tower, tier 1, and they're going to head towards the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, losing that team fight or having that chase with the team fight really did kind of, you know, snowball this series of events, because if we didn't chase that, we probably could have went to the Rift Herald to prevent that. So losing out on the dragon here, lost out on Rift Herald. So at least Ricky got some farm. He's 1.8 goal ahead, so
yeah, it looks like they're going to try to maybe play mid right now, but nothing too much to do it. I mean, St. Clair's just trying to get some stuff back onto GMU because they lost the dragon. It's a little bit sad.
I mean, the next team fight that we should save up for probably is going to be Atacon. I see it in the bot lane, so I think we can start fighting towards that. Is Ricky TP up? It's going to be up very soon, so I think this is our chance to kind of, you know, as we were talking about earlier, having the top lane and just kind of win the game off of top lane, split pushing. Sometimes that's the name of the game.
Right. I mean, right now, as we are, the only thing objective.
Oh my goodness!
He took a lot of damage. I don't think he realized it's kind of an ego ult. He just ulted right in the faces of Attack Helicopter and Wild Psyduck. But like I was saying, the Atacon is up on the bot side of the map, so both teams should probably try to head towards it. I don't know if St. Clair is going to try to fight. It looks like they are, because Miracle and Maddie are waiting in this bush. Maybe going to catch Wild Psyduck here. Ooh, he did know, unfortunately, because they were sitting on a control ward.
Right, and I'm surprised
I don't know why he got
Ricky's
so close.
Yeah, I'm surprised Ricky's coming down too. I thought we would maybe do the split push play, but we might just be going for the team fight instead. Camille does have TP up, so we'll have to see. It depends on how fast Camille can react to that. With Flocon going in immediately. But Varus doesn't have ulti from that play earlier from Lake, so that's one dead Varus.
Yes, the hostile takeover is going to actually hit all the members of St. Clair right now, but Wild Psyduck is just, he's going to fall. He's just in too dangerous of a situation. He doesn't even W try to keep him alive a little bit longer. Silas is really far extended right now, and he knows that. He's going to try to get that recall off while Sejuani is just chilling. Maddie's going to start the Atacon, and they don't even care about the Silas. They just said, you know what?
Yeah.
I want the wave. I want the objective. Let's just get back into this game the smart way, which they are almost 2K above GMU now. At this point, it's about 1.7K.
I mean, this is the macro difference as well, you know, like we chose to team fight, and Camille didn't even react. I didn't even see Camille start hovering down. She canceled the TP. It looks like we just won that team fight just because we were there. Everybody was there on time. Everybody planned to be there, and we caught out the Varus at a great time.
Yep, another ruinous Atacon for St. Clair College. Miracle is gonna take a trip to the top lane and visit Venom, but if you didn't see him, he's gonna try to stop him because Flocon is on his way. Venom might be in trouble, but guess what? GMU is here to the rescue. Miracle's gonna fall first, and Flocon, I fear you might be next, but you also might be out because you're playing Polly. Maddie's also here, but the rest of GMU is making the arrival. Maddie's gonna have to flash away. The Sejuani ultimate does come out, and they're probably just gonna get this tower here and move on with their life because there's not too much.
I'm sorry, has Jimmy hit a Sejuani ult yet? I've unfortunately seen it miss
I don't think so.
this whole game. That's unfortunate. It's a game-changing ult, so I mean, Crispina's ults have been pretty on point, so I'll give them that. They came really late to the fight. I mean, I feel like chasing them to stop their backs is honestly a good call here, because Ricky is doing, you know, top laner things in the bot lane right now. This might be a little risky for Lig, but it might. I don't know if we need to commit that hard. We're gonna definitely fall here, but I don't know if Ricky gets the turret off that. No, he doesn't. It was enough to stop their backs, but...
Right. Well, something I want to point out just right before Lig died was the fact that the goal difference between both AD carries is actually not that big anymore. It's only probably around like 300 now. It's like 250 on the graph, right? Like I said, it's around 300, right? So it's kind of interesting, honestly, because it just felt like Attack Helicopter had such a strong advantage early game. We're gonna fight here. It looks like Maddie's hunting and Miracle is hunting, and we have a Ricky. This is just the dynamic trio. The TP comes out from the Silas. Hostile takeover coming out of Wild Psyduck. Another TP on the side of St. Clair. A lot of fighting here, back and forth. St. Clair's taking a lot of damage. Wilson's just gonna go in and kill Wild Psyduck just like that. But Venom gets the shutdown onto Ricky. Silas looks like he's gonna fall as well, and Maddie can just chase.
Lig is here now too.
Yes, 100%.
Nice.
This is going in the favor of St. Clair College. They get the shutdown onto the Sejuani, and the only survivor is Venom.
Well, I mean, I think we just have, like you said, the dynamic trio, you know, having the three bruisers, the three tank characters, you know, who needs an AD carry when you have tanks? Like, coming late to that fight, it really just cleaned it all up, and now we have the dragon. And I also want to mention the Sejuani ult missed again there. I'm sorry, GMU Sejuani, I'm so sorry.
Something I do want to say, it was a little bit funny, is that Meal's KDA is a 3-3-3, and she has Triforce. Like, it might be fate. I don't know, she's a little bit funny.
That works out. I mean, this is a big Triforce game for us. We have Ezreal, Jax on Triforce.
Yeah, 3 Triforces in the same game. Looks like Maddie's gonna opt to go for the Spirit Massage. I mean, pretty standard. He did go for that Cosmic Drive is the first item, which is, I believe, like the new Volibear tech, I guess. Wild Psyduck might be in some trouble here, but he has to have that Blast Cone to get away with, and I don't think they're gonna chase any farther. Like, taking a little bit of poke back from Attack Helicopter. He has to use that cleanse on the Chains of Corruption. Hydroshi is here, gonna try to hit that. He did not hit the ultimate, but Lig falls to Venom. Maddie's running away. Ricky is going in. Hostile takeover comes out from Renata. A lot of damage is being taken on the side of St. Clair. Flocon is just gonna take out Attack Helicopter, and the health bars are getting low. They left Ricky for death, but maybe he can get something back. Unfortunately, he cannot. At the end of the day, it is a 2-4-3 in the favor of George Mason University, and they are running towards the barrel.
Yeah, I mean, Lake is really just overextending. This might just be a product of, like, you know, Lake hasn't got much action all game, so he's just thirsty for these for these kills and some action. But you know, the Camille ult. Can you even cleanse out the Camille ult? I don't think so, right?
I actually don't know. It's not.
Well, either way, he already used his cleanse. So, and if Camille ult is cleansable, he wouldn't even have it there. You know, he just has to play safe, and especially with Miracle this time, you know, he's on an engaged support. We don't have like a Lulu holding his hand the whole game anymore.
Right, 100%. We've just entered the Baron power play for GMU. So they're going to try to use this Baron for the next 2.5 minutes to their advantage. We're going to try pushing out some lanes, although there's not very many towers left. St. Clair actually has more towers standing than GMU has. And the gold difference is very, very minimal at this point. It's like literally 200 gold, it looks like. So I want to see them really use this Baron to the advantage. I want them to push these towers. I want them to get some 1-3-1s going, you know, some 4-1s, like whatever you want to call it. All the different, you know, tactics to try to push out these lanes and get some towers and try to, you know, really grow this gold advantage in their favor, because they just kind of went over that graph right now, right?
Yeah. This is where they can really make a turn for the game.
100%.
Yeah, and you see Ricky going towards top side. I mean, I do think that's kind of the right play right now. I think it might just be safe too.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. Unfortunately, when you're playing against the Varus, you have to watch out for those Chains of Corruption, because they can just lock you up and can just take you out immediately, especially with that poke Varus. The Qs, the Ws, they just do so much damage. I don't know if they're going to try to fight here. I mean, I don't know if they really should. I just think they need to clear the waves, but it's honestly...
We don't even have that good clear right now, yeah.
St. Clair's wave clear is overall just, it's not really good at all. I mean, Ezreal is not not a wave clearer.
Yeah, I
Really
think
not.
this might just be, I think it's safe to drop the inhibitor at this point against the spawn. Actually, spawn timers aren't too long right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard for kind of them to I don't know, they're kind of scared of walking up. They're just letting the big Baron cannon minion attack the tower, which is pretty standard. You see it a lot, but it does die, unfortunately, so can't go forever. Mike saw that control ward placed down. He wanted to place his own ward.
I do think we have a chance of winning this fight. I think we should win an extended fight. I feel like Ezreal does great
Right.
damage.
Wukong goes golden when the hostile takeover comes out. Maddie's gonna ult right in. Miracle is also popping his ultimate. He gets a 4-man knockup, and it's looking very good for St. Clair, but GMU is also still very much here and very much alive. Not anymore, though, because ooh, that was a big damage out of Venom. It's very close. Nobody can tell who's going to win, but at the end of the day, St. Clair's going to come out on
Ricky's
top.
going big.
Yes, he is doing a lot of damage, gets the double kill, and he's probably going to get the triple kill here onto Wild Psyduck. And yes, it does go in the favor of St. Clair. These fights are so close. It's very hard to tell who's going to win, and it just seems like one ability makes the difference.
Right, and I mean, that Camille E made a big difference, but then immediately after that, Ricky with the Jax, like he was able to stun 2 of them there. That made the world of difference. And honestly, this game, like Ricky's been quietly farming up, and a lot of the gold difference early on was from top side, and now this is his time.
We were a little bit scared early on because he did give an early kill over to Camille, but he traded back on Camille. So
is that Azania's on him?
Yeah, he did go.
Oh wow!
It is something I see sometimes on Jax's. Like, it's very rare though, because I do believe he does have like a little bit of AP scaling.
Right.
Nothing like too crazy, but like a little bit. So it's like not the most troll.
Is that really worth it though? I guess like to trade Zania's for a different.
Maybe like
I mean, he's ahead at this point. I think it doesn't matter what he does. He's still gonna be ahead.
I did see like Locon the last fight with really just one shot at helicopter. Yuki is here. He's doing a lot of damage to the back line, and there's fighting going on all over. Miracle's gonna get the knockup onto Silas and onto Sejuani. Wild Psyduck falls on the sidelines to Flocon. And I don't think anything else is going to come out of this. It looks like Silas is going to try to push this wave in, so that's kind of like a little bit of a proxy to try to stop St. Clair's push. No, he's just recalling. He doesn't even care about this wave. Oh, nope. He changed his mind. Oh,
yeah.
He still wants to use his phone. He doesn't want to push the wave. It might be the smarter idea. I mean, we're not too sure, but he's going to go in, use his stun, just stun them right up. The knockup, the layering, like this is the CC combo of everyone's dreams. I mean, this is what the combo is about. This is why you want to play Alex. This is why you want to play Jax. Maddie is using that ultimate ability to try to do some more damage.
That's why Ricky got the Zanias.
Ending the game, and there we saw it. We know why Ricky bought the Zania's Hourglass. Oh, they might not end here, actually. It looks like they're both running away. They might try to come back and end at a later time because it's just Maddie and Flocon that remain. Maddie's not going to stop for the Raptors, and Flocon's going to do a little bit of BMing there, I guess.
Yeah.
Stop to dance in their faces. It looked very close.
I mean, at this point, we probably just have to wait for them to come back up, and we're probably going to...
Probably see another push.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to take it to Baron and see from there.
Right, I mean, their inhib doesn't respawn for another 4 minutes. Flocon, he wants to have his Akali moment. He wants his TikTok clip. He's trying to do something. He literally one-shots attack helicopter.
Wow.
He didn't even respond.
I would hate to be an ADC in that moment. That just sucks.
I mean, dude, this is why Akali is literally nightmare fuel for 80 carry players everywhere because of what she just did.
Yeah.
Varus has Renata with her, with him. It doesn't.
I mean,
matter.
Renata's so useless in that situation. She doesn't offer that much peel.
And Akali like can just get away instantly, so she
yeah.
doesn't even take. Like, she can't even die.
I mean, we were talking about this in draft. I'm so curious as to why nobody picked up like Nautilus or Thresh. Like even Nautilus and Thresh would have so much better peel. Renata was just
right.
Pick.
I mean, it definitely is interesting. I can see the value in it, especially with the ultimates that Wild Psyduck has had this game. It does look like this going to be an easy Baron Asher for St. Clair, though. No compatible.
Blake has learned his lesson. He's staying on the other side of the wall.
He learned his lesson. I think he went to rehabilitation center, and he decided, you know what, I'm not going to eat aggressively anymore.
Yeah.
Well, he just eat over the wall anyway, but it doesn't matter right now anyway. So more fighting. Up in this jungle, Sejuani's just gonna get melted down immediately. I mean, she's gone, right? They're just giving the kill over. And Miracle flashing over the wall, he just makes the knockup. But he's worked for a long time, as he does.
We still have
fall.
Rig over the wall. Yeah, I think the Rehabilitation Center did work out. He didn't eat over the wall with Miracle there. So
yes, 100%. They might have made him sign a contract that said, "I will not arcane shift aggressively anymore," and it's working because he's doing the damage that he's supposed to be doing from the other screen. Maddie is going to ult right in the Stormbringer. This might be the end of the game here. The Renata ultimate comes out to try to stop the push, but it's just too much. They're too far gone at this point, and St. Clair is going to win this series quickly in a 2-0 fashion, basically.
And that's our qualifying match. We're going to Florida. We're going to Disney
and they're
World.
eating already. Lokan ordered delivery to have it as soon as the game ended.
You know, that's probably why he was in such a rush on Akali. You know, he wanted to just go in. He wanted to end the game.
He's sharing with Maddie.
I mean, I think Maddie deserves it after that match. He held it up in the jungle.
He did his thing, you know.
Yeah, we got the feat because of him with the objectives. So
yeah,
he did his job.
He did his job absolutely. And he got to play Volibear, which is, I know, one of his favorite champions to play. But I know that they had a long day and they're all packing up now, ready to head home. They probably have classes in the morning. I mean, best of threes are long for League, especially, you know, it's kind of this 30-plus minute long game, you know, it's the League thing, the Valorant
including
thing,
draft and everything. Well,
100%.
I mean, on the bright side, we can talk about Florida now. We'll be headed to Florida. So the NACE land this year for Florida is actually top 8 instead of the previous years. It used to just be grand finals, so it'd be top 2.
Yes.
So it's gonna be really exciting. We're gonna have probably all 5 of our teams. I don't want to speak too soon because we still have Valorant to take care of, but we're gonna have at least 4 of our teams there for NACE Grand Finals or NACE playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely heard them say, the players themselves earlier, that if they didn't qualify, that they just wanted to go to Florida anyways to go to Disney World. So
I mean, that sounds about right. But for NACE, it's gonna be really exciting this year because we're actually gonna get to play, you know, more than just the grand final match on LAN. And I mean, in the past, we've always just played Maryville in grand finals. So this time we'll actually get more LAN action. So it's gonna be exciting.
100%. I know that our League of Legends teams, they love playing on LAN. They love getting to play each other face to face. Especially recently, we had our SGS League of Legends LAN, and this weekend we have SGS Overwatch coming up. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And other than that, tomorrow we got some more games going on. We got games going on all this weekend because it is the NACE qualifying week. We got Rocket League. We got
tomorrow's Valorant. So Valorant's our final team. Yeah, tomorrow will be Valorant against NCSU State, and that's our final varsity team that would qualify to LAN if we win. We should.
Well, hope we win, and then we can get all of our main varsity premier titles in there. But thank you, everybody, for joining and watching with us today. This was an exciting series, even though it did end in a 2-0 fashion and then go to Game 3. It was still very cool because both teams, they had an opportunity to shine in both games, and the drafts were interesting.
Yeah, the drafts were really fun to watch, so it was definitely fun games to watch, and you know, being behind at the early game, it makes for an entertainment. You know, we said it earlier, the league, they do it for the people. they play.
That's what they live for, basically, at the end of the day.
That's what we live for, yeah.
But I do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Alienware, Tim Hortons, Subway, the SRC, and the Alumni Association, and, of course, the beautiful Nexus that we stream in. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time.